Good evening and welcome to the Bitter Knitters podcast. It is Monday, September 17th, 2018. My name's Jacqueline. Arthur's here.
Hey.
How's it going?
Meh.
Now you see what today is.
What's today?
The 17th. We're officially 1 month exactly away from
being permanently banned from the USA.
Just don't admit to it.
It's not just that. Like, I've been reading up on that stuff, considering I have a connecting flight out of Boston in a couple of months. And they have every right to fucking rifle through any email I've ever sent. They have every right to demand to see my
What you need to do is make a dummy account. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I'm just not bringing anything with me.
No, I wouldn't either, honestly.
I'm not bringing shit with me. And if they want to fucking, want to deport me, then whatever. It is what it is.
Just get the insurance, travel insurance.
Yeah, fuck it, whatever.
And so we're a month away, just in time for Canada Post to go on strike. They're talking about going on strike on the 24th of September.
Well, they'll be put to work again.
Delivering all that cannabis.
Yeah, they'll be put back to work.
I was actually really surprised because Logan got a package delivery on a Sunday from Canada Post, which I didn't think that they did.
Yeah, because a lot of that stuff it's just independent dudes, right? Like, I got a guy who's been delivering to me for fucking years now, and yeah, he'll come on Sundays late at night. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Huh. I was surprised because I thought most of the Amazon stuff came UPS. So when it came through Canada Post on a Sunday, I was like, whoa.
See, I've never gotten anything Amazon from UPS. The only time UPS delivers is when I do eBay, but I'll never again. Those assholes, they gouge you at the fucking door.
Yeah, I've never sent a package. Usually when I send something, I only send it through Canada Post anyway. So
I bought a guitar amplifier years ago, and I spent good money. Like, I spent about $5,000 just buying the amplifier. And when the UPS guy showed up at my door, he goes, "Oh, well, it's cash on delivery." And I'm like, "The fuck do you mean it's cash on delivery? I spent $500, probably even more at that point, on shipping. What the fuck do you mean?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, well, that doesn't cover your duties. You owe me another $380. Right then and there, as he's holding my shit. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, what stopped me from just beating the shit out of you and taking what's mine? Like, what the fuck are you going to do about it? You know what I mean? I was mad. Like, I was fucking mad. So I'll never, ever will I fucking use UPS ever again. They can fucking suck my dick.
Ridiculous. That's why I get really kind of wary about ordering things from the States, because something happened too. I was supposed to get some free product from a company. And when it came to the door through UPS, actually, they wanted to, and I'm like, nope, take it back.
Yeah, right. Not happening. Like, you can pay for the return shipping. You're not getting any more money out of me. Why I spend hundreds of fucking dollars with you guys for insurance and fucking, and that was the other thing too. I paid for expedited delivery. So it was only coming from Connecticut. It should have taken 3 days to get to me. I didn't get it for a month and a half.
Wow.
And then they made me pay.
You could have drove down and got it.
Right? And then they make me fucking pay for them dismantling the fucking crate and shit. Fuck UPS.
Yeah, that is kind of bullshit.
Fucking Donald Trump of fucking shipping companies. Just useless.
You know who else I hate? Purelator. Because they always take the package back to their freaking warehouse and you gotta pick it up every single time.
Oh, yeah. FedEx will do the same thing. I've watched the FedEx guy just drive around my street, and then all of a sudden I look at my door going, oh, okay. You didn't even fucking attempt to drop this fucking thing off. You just said, oh, yeah, no one's home.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Fucking pricks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Until I fucking own a plane, I guess there's not really much I can do about fucking... I gotta use these people and their fucking bullshit fucking robbery tactics.
So let's get into some updates. We have an update from our favorite Nova Scotian family that is not related to us.
The
Chase. Well, that's true. not directly in our immediate family, at least anyway. The Chase the Ace family, Barb Reddick and her nephew Tyrone McGinnis. They've come to a settlement. So they avoided a huge court cost, which definitely would have happened. They originally each got half of a $1.2 million prize, and she said that she deserved it all, blah, 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 blah. So they've reached a thing today, and her lawyer says that she's going to receive $261,319 from McInnes, which will leave him with $350,000.
Yeah.
So I mean, he probably could have forced it and got more, but they would have spent so much in lawyer costs.
Yeah.
If he's happy, he's a young guy. $350,000 is a shitload of money to him,
especially when you're out there.
Yeah. So
I would have drug it out. I would have wasted all the money on court just to fucking prove my point.
Yeah, but he might be the kind of kid that doesn't, you know what I mean? Like maybe he doesn't want to have a fight with his family like that, right?
Oh, I wouldn't want to have a fight with my family about that either, but you're damn fucking sure I would.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I got
especially
a real
when
beef.
she really talked shit about his family, like
Yeah.
his dad and his mom. Yeah.
I just got a real big beef with greed. Like, I don't like greedy people. I don't like people that feel entitled to other people's fucking money and stuff like that. So, I mean, if at any point that I ever get any, you know, lottery money or anything like that, and anybody in in my family says shit, well, like, fuck you. Like, I will fight this. I will fucking bankrupt myself to prove that you're just a greedy piece of shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'd much rather have nothing and watch you fucking get nothing. Yeah. You know?
I get that.
It bothers me. It bothers me so much. I don't know why, considering I've never really had anything for anyone to fucking feel any level of greed over, but just thinking about it, it fucking boils my blood.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm sure she's alienated a lot of people in her family, I hope the total that she ended up with was, where is it? I have the total here, $872,639 was worth it. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good bitch. I mean, lucky you, I guess, you know. Yeah. If you got something, but fuck you.
So we talked last week about the Brett Kavanaugh hearings for him to become the Supreme Court judge. Over the weekend, a big story came out. A lady who knew him in high school claimed that him and another guy attempted to sexually assault her, pulled her into a room, put a hand over her mouth, then groped her and tried to take her clothes off.
Yeah.
He of course said no. She has evidence from her therapist from 2010, I believe it is, 2012, where she, I guess, named him to her therapist. And she'd also told her husband previous years ago. And she passed a lie detector test. I guess she took yesterday or the day before. So she's passed a lie detector test. She's willing now to testify in public. He said no. He had a letter of, I think, 65 women who knew him from high school come out and say he's a great guy, blah, blah, blah. Yep. He's also willing to testify. So the hearing is set for a week from today, and they're going to testify before each other. And
I don't believe it. Just how convenient. You know what I mean? Like, how convenient. This guy is going to, you know, be fucking one of Trump's butt buddies, and then all of a sudden, oh, well, no, he's a rapist. You know what I mean? No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all.
How'd she pass the lie detector? How'd she get? How'd she have evidence from?
Why do you think lie detector tests aren't admissible in court? Why do you think they can't be used legally?
Butt cheek and you can
like all you have to do is believe your own bullshit. And the funny thing is, and numerous fucking psychologists will tell you that after years of believing your own bullshit, it'll be true. Like, you will actually remember this as a fact that happened to you.
Okay, so what about the evidence from her therapist from 8 years ago?
What evidence? That she said someone's name? Like, did the therapist produce a
therapist? Yeah, her therapist has notes and stuff.
Okay, that doesn't prove shit. Like, that doesn't prove a damn thing.
Well, she didn't know 8 years ago that he was going to become a Supreme Court nominee.
I still don't believe it. I truly don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
I don't know where to stand, but, you know.
It's the same with when they try to parade all those women out when Trump was running and said that shit. And it's like, well, how convenient for you. You know what? I just,
But you know what? No, I've heard many stories about Trump before he even ran for president.
Oh, yeah.
So I do kind of believe most of those women's stories, to be honest.
It's a valid tactic that's being used nowadays.
Do you not think that sometimes these people are, I mean, I'm not saying that this guy's a serial rapist. I'm saying that maybe as a teenager, I mean, I was groped by many teenage boys. Do I think they're all rapists? No.
I don't know. I still don't believe it. I don't. It's just, it's too convenient. You know, I don't know.
Yeah. She did send the letter to Senator, I think it was Senator Feinstein, way back in July. And Senator Feinstein was kind of hesitant to share the letter and I guess was doing some research into it. So it wasn't like she did it, you know, the night up. Maybe a lot of people are accusing Feinstein of holding the letter to the, you know, the last minute for, you know.
that, right? Because I mean, like, look, I'm not trying to fucking discount whatever happened to this lady. I don't know if it did or if it didn't. I don't believe the lie detector shit. Like, I just don't. You know, it feels too convenient. You know, and with how people are now, and with the fucking tantrums that they throw, and with the fact that people have been caught lying about shit just to fuck somebody over they don't like, it's hard for me to just believe somebody. Yeah. You know, and that's just kind of where I'm at with this. I don't believe her. I don't. Yeah. It feels too convenient.
I made a point even before any of this came out on, well, actually, it was just the very first, I think, story that I'd seen before anybody had been, you know, had her name come forward or any of this other evidence came out. I wouldn't even, it won't matter. It won't matter if there was 500 women who claimed to have been raped and have DNA evidence, because he'll still be confirmed by, you know, the U.S. government, and he'll become the next Supreme Court. It won't matter. So it is kind of like,
there is a statute of limitations on that stuff, right? Well, I don't. Why do you think Cosby could only get him charged? Right? Well, you know what I mean, though. Like, why do you think Cosby was only charged with that one case? Because it was the only one that fell within the realm of the statute of limitations. So it's just another thing. Like, I get why it's hard for a victim of any kind of assault to come forth and be like, hey, you know, this happened, blah, 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 blah. But I don't know. It just feels too convenient of a time for this to have started, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Whatever. I've read a lot of comments saying sort of the same thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I just don't trust people, especially when they're fucking, you know, and I'll use the alt-right saying, when they're suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, where it's just, you know what I mean? Like, where they're just so fucking anti-Trump that they are willing to lie and cheat and just be fucking morons, doing nothing but hurting their own case. It's just like the fucking morons last night at fucking City Hall, fucking making a fucking ruckus, acting like morons. Like, yeah, you're right. I definitely want to side with the people that are wearing fucking onesies and acting like toddlers. Like, your political opinion really fucking matters to me. Like, grow the fuck up.
I guess they felt like that was the only way to be heard. You know, I got heard any other way. I'm not saying I
agree with protests. I have no beef with protests. Sure. I don't even have an issue with what they were protesting. Yeah. But when you're dressed in a onesie and acting like a fucking toddler, you're not a person whose opinion I value.
She wanted to be comfortable in case she got arrested, I guess.
Yeah, fuck's sakes.
Like, that one, I know, I saw her too, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You know, it's hard enough for me to, like, agree with the fucking Antifa protesters just because they're out there LARPing, even though I might agree with a lot of what they say. Your image and the way you go about it will sway people's minds. And to me, that one swayed me against anything that they're saying. You know what I mean? Like, fuck you.
Okay, so we'll see what happens on Monday. We'll see what comes out. I'm sure he's going to be confirmed. I don't have a hesitation in that. No. You know, it's, you know, grab him by the pussy, you know, just kiss him on the mouth, and that guy still got elected. So yeah, it's not going to make a difference. Nope. So we had somebody else we talked about last week was Ted Cruz, and how he's fighting a real kind of dog fight against this Beto O'Rourke guy. Well, some interesting fundraising campaign tactics have come out from his campaign. He sent him out to 3 different counties in Texas, and they were labeled as, quote, legal summons. Summons enclosed, open immediately, which people would assume they've got a jury summons at this point. Inside, it was then asking for fundraising donations. Not technically illegal. No. You know, you apparently, I was reading in this article, you can write whatever you want on your, you know, campaign contribution request letters. So he didn't do anything illegal, but I mean, it's not helping your likability factor, but.
I mean, he's a weirdo anyway, and I don't understand how anybody fucking likes the dude. But yeah, I see no beef with that. You know, what's the difference between him doing that or those sweepstakes? Like, oh, you won $1 million, and you're like, oh shit, I won. And you open it up, it's like, well, I didn't win shit. Yeah, you lied to me. Like, what the fuck? Like, I thought I was rich. Like, I just quit my job. I beat up my neighbor. Like, the fuck. Yeah. Right. So I mean, I see no beef with it. It's a fucking stupid tactic, but I see no harm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's gonna win him any
No.
New fans. I mean, his other fans will probably be okay with it, but nobody who was on the bubble is going to be like, you know what? I think I'm going to vote for Ted Cruz now. You know,
there's a fucking issue. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like nobody thinks like that anymore. They're just trying to bolster the hubris of their fucking constituents. They're not looking for those voters that they don't have. You know what I mean? It's odd to me. Like, you would think, like, Trump knowing that he's going to face, like, one hell of a fucking re-election coming up.
Oh, yeah.
That he would start trying to pander to the other fucking side a little bit. You know, make some concessions. Like, fucking maybe do away with one of the things.
Shit,
right? Like, do away with one of the things that you implemented that you got a lot of fucking backlash against.
Yeah.
Look good on the other side for a little bit. You might get some new voters, but he's just, you know, just repeating the same shit over and over and over again for the same dickheads that voted for him.
Doing the same rallies at, you know, every little, you know, small town across the Midwest and, you know, in the South. And he's not saying anything new. He's making it all about me. And
exactly. Now, if only the fucking celebrities that keep fucking having something to say about him would just move, since they're the only ones with the money that can, like, relocate to some of these, you know, red fucking states that he won and start voting, maybe they got a chance. Right?
Well, I saw what's his name? Steve Ballmer? I guess he used to be with, was it Apple he was with or Microsoft, and now he owns the Clippers?
Oh, okay, yeah. He was on Bill Maher.
Real Time, yeah. And he's like, you know, you have enough money to donate to these, you know, this election and help somebody win. Yeah. And he's like, oh, you know, I'm trying to stay nonpartisan, and I think it's really kind of unethical. Yeah, I agree. Unethical to, you know, buy an election like that, which I mean, I don't really know much about this guy. He seemed like he was on a lot of cocaine, but I kind of respected that idea. I mean, yes, donate money if you feel strongly about a candidate, but I don't think you should buy a campaign like that.
They said he was worth like $42 billion or some shit, which is an insane amount of money.
Yeah, ridiculous.
But no, if Maher is going to stoop to the level where he's going to start trying to buy fucking elections, then you've already lost. You've already went so far off the fucking deep end that anytime you say anything about democracy, I'm gonna laugh in your fucking face because you're a liar. You obviously don't care about democracy if you're willing to have some billionaire buy your election. You know what I mean?
As well, like, it's no different than the Koch brothers putting all their money to Citizens United and all these
ignorant. That is not democracy. And I get it. I understand. You're fucking upset that you have to deal with your idiot in chief. Like, I get it. I wouldn't be fucking happy. I'm fucking pissed that I even have to deal with this stupid fucking ass.
Yeah.
But there's no way in hell I would throw away my fucking right to have a democracy, to have some rich dickhead buy my fucking election. That is not right.
Yeah, I don't think that's the right answer.
I was actually really upset that he even suggested that. That's so ignorant and arrogant and just short-sighted. You know, Maher has been one of the biggest proponents of the Russia collusion, how Russia interfered with their election. So you would just rather another fucking oligarch to fucking... Oh, but he's at least American? Like, fuck you. Fucking use your head, you stupid fuck. All that fucking
you don't want any politician to be in the, you know, like you were saying, you don't want any politician, especially one at the highest level of government, to be controlled by anybody's money.
Anybody. They're fucking, like, we are their boss. Yeah, and
enough that special interest groups like NRA or tobacco or big pharma or any of these groups are already controlling your votes in the Congress and the Senate, right?
I'm fairly certain anybody with any type of political mind that knows anything about the current climate of politics would agree that lobbying is a fucking cancer to democracy.
Yeah,
it is 100%. An absolute fucking cancer. And again, for Maher to think that he was in the moral fucking right to
just because you think you're on the right side, it's not the right idea.
It really bothered me. It really fucking bothered me that
I didn't like that either.
You know, and even the fact that some people in the crowd were like cheering for it, I was like, no, you fucking idiots. And this is what I mean by Trump derangement syndrome. That they are so fucking anti-45 that they are willing to sell democracy fucking short just for a win.
You can't. That's the problem with the pendulum. If you swing one way too hard, then it's got to swing back the other way. And, you know, you don't want that reaction.
No, not at all. That is so fucking wrong. I mean, I do not want to live in a world where, especially like the biggest, freest country on earth, where they're buying elections. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. You know why I don't watch fucking like baseball playoffs? Because all those teams bought their players and shit. It's not fun. It's not true to the sport. If you're buying elections, that's not true to politics. You might as well just fucking throw in a brown shirt and fucking just say, I'm your fucking emperor. You know what I mean? Like, I just, that one really fucking rubbed me wrong. Like, I was not happy about that.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. I agree. I really, and like I said, I don't know much about this Steve Ballmer guy, Baller guy, but I kind of did appreciate his stance on that. So.
Yeah, no, same. And like, let's face it, you know, the three richest men on earth, Buffett, Gates, and Bezos, are all American.
Yeah.
Those dudes right there could fucking own the USA. And I mean literally own the fucking states. And they don't. Why? Because they actually they like democracy as much of a failing system as it is. And obviously this last American election showed the folly in our democracies. The fact that, you know what I mean, like a plug like Donald fucking Trump could win it shows that there's something wrong. But I mean,
a plug, I've never heard that expression.
Sorry, I've been hockey chirping again. So like, it's that time of year. I'm going to be using a lot of insults that you guys probably haven't heard before unless you're a hockey fan. But anyway,
I like that one. When you said, I just imagined like a hair plug. So I don't know.
It's pretty much it. Like, you're useless as a hair plug.
Okay, so let's move on to this next story. And I mean, I didn't get too riled up about it, but it kind of just, made me shake my head. So we're going to talk about Australia. And it's kind of a weird country, Australia.
Yeah.
But we've got a Australian government who's going insane, and losing their mind over a 9-year-old girl who refuses to stand for their country's national anthem, out of respect for the Indigenous population. I don't even know if this little girl is Indigenous, but I guess she feels like they've been disrespected, which they have been, and she doesn't want to stand. The anthem, I didn't realize this is called Advance Australia Fair. No, she's not going to stand. These people are losing their mind. They're saying she needs to be kicked out of school. Probably some of them want to take away her Australian citizenship. Like, they're going crazy.
Hey, people take their fucking anthem seriously. Like,
I know. Well, I'm just wondering when she's getting a Nike, endorsement.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately for her, she wasn't a useless athlete to begin with, so no fucking special treatment for her. Fuck's sakes. Like, I'll give Cap all the fucking respect in the world for starting this shit, and I respect his protest. But all these people defending Cap like he was some kind of fucking legendary fucking... The guy was a plug.
He's not getting a contract. No, because he sucked. He's like Johnny Manziel. Right. He sucked. Sorry.
Like,
he wasn't,
He couldn't even crack a fucking CFL roster. He fucking sucks. But hey, Trump created a job and got him paid, so congratulations.
Yeah.
No, this whole fucking national anthem protest thing is making me want to protest the Canadian national anthem. Just for the shits and fucking giggles of it. I'm a free fucking person in a free country, and you will not compel me to stand or sit or fucking sway.
I know a few people in high school that would leave the room when the national anthem and the Lord's Prayer came on.
See, the Lord's Prayer, I wouldn't, what I mean?
Through high school is when I stopped standing for the Lord's Prayer. I always stand for the national anthem. But, if somebody wants to sit, who cares? Fuck them.
When I was in high school, I want to say I was grade 11. Yeah, I was in sociology. There was a girl in my class who was a year younger because it was a split sociology, psychology, anthropology class. So I was grade 10, grade 11. And she was a self-proclaimed communist. Her and her parents were communists. And she refused to stand for O Canada one day. And I fucking lost my shit on her. Like, I literally lost my fucking shit. Saying, the typical fucking stuff that, all these other idiots are saying. Oh, you're disrespecting the troops. You're disrespecting the flag. If you don't like it, fucking leave. Blah, 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 blah. And then I got a little bit older, and I was like, no. This is a free fucking country. Stand, sit, fucking take a shit, piss on your shoes. I don't give a fuck what you do. You're free to fucking live your life here. Australia is the same thing. You're free to live your fucking life. So as much as the government or that one conservative might be an appalling fucking asshole for calling this girl to get kicked out of school, at the same point in time, he's in a free country and he can say whatever the fuck he feels like saying.
Well, he can, as long as he can't legally, do something for it to happen.
Nah. I mean, I reading that article.
Or illegally. Yeah.
Because I was reading it before. I think this little girl's a fucking moron. I truly do. I think she was egged on by her parents to fucking make some kind of fucking statement.
I don't think most 9-year-olds are,
She don't give a fuck about the plight of the Aborigines. You're sitting in an air-conditioned fucking house while they're out in the desert. Bitch, go start a fire with sticks. Shut up. Yeah. Like, you're 9. Shut the fuck up.
Give your house up to them.
You know what I mean? I'm so fucking sick and tired of parents using their fucking children as weapons in all this nonsense, this regressive fucking shit. I watched a video.
Not even just this stuff, just how they use their kids. Like when I see these kids on Instagram, they're like, look how adorable this little girl dresses. I'm like, she's 2. She doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Mommy and daddy are making her their little Barbie doll.
And why are you sexualizing your fucking child that way?
Yeah.
You know, I watched
it's not all like sexy clothes. I've seen like just like sweaters and like cute outfits, but it's just like, you don't need to make your kid an Instagram model.
Yeah.
You know?
I watched a video. I'm sure you've seen this little boy. He's a drag queen from Montreal, young kid. I think he's like 10 or something like that. It's fucking weird to me because his parents egged him on to be a fucking transsexual or transvestite or whatever. Or drag queen, sorry. Yeah. Because he's not transgendered. He's a drag queen. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, you want to be on this fucking, like, what you perceive the winning side so bad that you are going to sexualize your fucking child, that you're willing to have your little fucking boy dress up in girls' clothes, which again, whatever, don't give a fuck. Yeah. Go on the internet and start fucking twerking and shit like that. Are you fucking kidding me?
If that shit comes about naturally and organically, like the kid likes to wear nail polish, whatever, you let them happen. Don't put that on the internet.
To sexualize a child. Yeah. Like, you know that there's fucking pedophiles online looking at fucking videos of your kid doing makeup tutorials and they're jerking off.
I would not let my kid be twerking online.
Oh
That's
my God.
Fucking sure.
It fucking pissed me off beyond words. And again, my base thought on all this shit is it's your life, live it however the fuck you need. You're a free person, do whatever you have to do to be happy. But sexualizing your child so you can be on that in crowd of fucking cool or aggressives, fuck you.
That's crazy. I haven't heard about this kid. Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Child abuse is as far as I'm concerned. That is motherfucking child abuse. You are putting your child in a place of vulnerability.
Well, we were talking about last year about all these YouTube videos that I wasn't even aware of because I don't really watch YouTube videos that much. And so, like, you know, I didn't realize how much of a big business it is to get your kid doing these kids react and you know, little Bailey, you know, reviews this product or these toys or it's like, that's crazy how much parents are used. I mean, at least when your kid was a child actor, there were laws, you know, like some amount of money had to go into protection. You had, you know, they couldn't work so many hours. You know, there was a lot of rules.
And that's the thing with this whole YouTube thing, because it circumvents all child labor laws.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not only is it immoral as fuck, but it should be illegal as far as I'm concerned. But this one just rubbed me wrong because, again, they sexualize their 10-year-old son.
Like, this kid might be on his way to becoming a drag queen.
Listening to him talk and stuff like that, I don't imagine that the kid's going to grow up fucking straight. You know what I mean? Which, again, don't care.
Fine.
Whatever.
Yeah, fine. But you shouldn't really be, like, I mean, that's a very vulnerable age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For 10, you know, just to be on there doing that. Oh.
It just bothers me so much that parents are using their children to, again, not further anything, to not be a part of the cause, or maybe to be a part of the cause, but that's kind of it, though. You know what I mean? It's just to get some internet brownie points with some mask wearing fucking protester commie assholes. Yeah. Like,
well, don't forget about the subscribers and the money you get.
Well, the subscribers are all a bunch of 40-year-old men that should probably be taken up behind a building and shot in the fucking face. Yeah. But
I mean, how's that any different than, like, you know, a cam?
Right.
You know?
And that's kind of how I look at it. Like, the first time I seen this kid, it was, they were doing something in Montreal, and the kid was out there, like, protesting and saying all, you know, your atypical fucking, like, gender's a social construct and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, kid, you're fucking 9 years old. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And I see his mom, and I'm like, okay, that makes so much fucking sense now. She, again, is a very uninteresting fucking person and had to use her kid to give her something to, you know what I mean? Something.
Credibility.
It hurts me.
It wasn't enough for her to be an ally.
Exactly.
With the cause. She had to raise.
Had to be center of attention. Had to be the one that's on that forefront.
You know, I wonder if some of these people are suffering from like a Munchausen. You know,
possibly.
By proxy?
Possibly.
I wonder.
As much as I hate
saying it. You talked about these people in BC. Remember, they refused to release their child's gender, and they were going to raise their kid gender neutral.
Yeah.
You know, at what point does your point become damaging to the kid's psyche?
Yeah. But there's parental rights, and we're not allowed to fucking say, I mean, unless you're France, of course, because that next one.
Yeah, that's our next story,
But, like, it's fucking stupid that people can't step in and be like, this is child abuse, and you gotta stop. you know, because parental fucking rights, parental freedoms are allowed to, you know, allowed to do whatever they want. And if they want to sexualize their child and put it on the internet, then none of us can say anything because we're now just nothing but bigots. Yeah. And that's the part of it that really fucking pissed me off the most, is the fact that, like, because I talked out about it. I said, this is fucking wrong. I cannot believe you would do this to your child. And I had some fucking rainbow fucking whatever fucking avatar. Oh, well, you're just a fucking bigot. No, I'm not a bigot. I think sexualizing children is fucking immoral.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's fucking wrong.
Well, I think especially, like, we don't know how much the parents are prompting this kid, you know, behind the scenes, behind the cameras. Like I said, if it's just like the kid said, oh, mommy, I want to wear nail polish like you do because I think it looks nice, you know, or maybe the kid says, you know what, I like this pink dress. I don't want to wear that today. You know, like, that's fine. That stuff is, you know, support your kid in their expression. But we don't know. I mean, how does a 9-year even, I guess they've been watching RuPaul's Drag Race, maybe? I didn't know. I mean, we barely knew. I probably barely knew what a drag queen was at 9 years old in the 80s. I know it's a little different now, but. Well, yeah, with the internet and what have you. But no, that one, it just really fucking bothered me. And then again, there is a small, very small movement of pedo acceptance that is happening. And some of the more fucking, well, they like to call themselves progressive sides of the U.S. right now, and in a few small parts of Canada. And to me, this shit is just fueling that fire, and it's not going to end well. You know what I mean? Like, I say all the time, like, I'm not game for political violence. I think that's fucking wrong, and it sullies, you know, progress, and it sullies who we are as a society. But you'd be hard pressed to not see me out there smashing people in the face that are pro-pedophile. Oh no, that's gross. And I don't even have kids. You know what I mean? But you're damn straight. I'd be out there putting my freedom on the line to beat up some fucking pedophiles. Well, I didn't send you this story because I wasn't sure if we were going to talk about it, but it kind of does tie into what we were just talking about this kid. So there's a story. It's coming from Alvin, Texas. There's a male student in high school, Shadow Creek High School, and he's in their cosmetology program. So it's a school that has a makeup class, right, and a hair class. Outside of school, he wears makeup. He does makeup videos. He's a high school teenager. All right. He wore makeup to school, and he's in violation of their dress code, and they want to, Now his friends and his co-students, fellow students, they've made a petition with more than 1,800 signatures saying that he should be allowed to wear makeup. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but since it is in the dress code, the school is in their right. But you are the sacrifice that is needed to change this outlook. Exactly. Now, I understand that that's a painful fucking, that'd be a painful position to be in, to be the first, to be the one that is making the example. I get that, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But if we're going to, he's got a lot of support from his fellow students. Because a lot of times the first doesn't have support. Yep. No, you're absolutely correct. But it does bode well to where we're heading with social acceptance and whatnot. But at the same point in time, there will always be that first sacrifice, and unfortunately, this young man was. It's only going to get better from here on out, because it's either that school is going to fix their outlook, or you're going to go to a school that's more accepting of you and your freedom. Well, the school has said that this is what they're doing. They're going to form a community advisory group, which will allow everyone, including students and parents, to have input, and that they're not going to make a hasty decision, that they're going to weigh in and everybody's going to get a chance to decide whether the dress code should be changed. So probably not this school year, but next school year, maybe, so at least they're willing to listen, and it's not a just big no. That sounds like fucking democracy to me. Yeah, I think that's fantastic. Like, I can't disagree with that. I think that's the only appropriate way of handling it. Yeah, and it's nice to see the school superintendents, principals, whoever's in charge, is actually willing and open to listening. Because we've seen a lot of times where they're not. School boards are not. Oh, absolutely. I mean, you have to remember that. You said Texas? Yeah. Yeah, they're lucky they didn't shoot the fucking kid. Small town Texas, throw them off a roof of a building. Right? Throw them off the roof of a building, take them out to a fucking field, and for some reason rape them to death. Because that's a thing that fucking people that are against gay people do. I don't understand why. I've never understood why, but it's a fucking actual thing that happens. Yeah. So, okay, let's talk about France, our next story. So there is a gay couple in Breton, I guess part of France. They have a son, and this is a lesbian couple. They wanted to name their son Ambry, which is the French equivalent to Amber. In France, I guess the government has a list of approved names, and Amber for a male is not acceptable, and they've been denied.
Yep.
Now they're going to go to the courts and try to sue to have their son named Amber.
Yeah, well, there you go, you fucking French fucks. Now all that government involvement, you guys are out there fucking protesting and burning cars down to get. You got it. Congratulations. You can't even name your fucking kids what you want. You did it to yourself, you fucking idiots.
But, you know, I kind of agree with, I mean, look, I named my kid a kind of, a lot of people assume as a male name. Marley. In the UK, that's a male name. In
It's
Canada,
a male name, yeah.
It's
Here,
more
I don't
of a
see it
female
that.
name.
Yeah.
Before Logan was born, if he was a girl, I was going to call him Aiden, which is 100% a boy's name.
Yeah,
but
it's a dude's name.
But it's kind of a soft name to me, Aiden. I'm glad I didn't, since there's so many Jadens and Cadens and Haydens and Pretadens and whatever kind of names are out there. It's ridiculous names. But you know, the court says it's confusing the child in a way that could be harmful due to the fact that it's considered a girl's name.
Yep.
And yeah, the couple aren't happy about it.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. But that I brought this up before. This is the problem that we have with this whole non-gendered shit that we have to deal with people's names now. Because when you talk about languages such as French, Spanish, Italian, they are gendered languages, right?
Yeah.
There are flat out male and female verbs, nouns.
Yeah.
So
and their names.
This is the problem. And their names, like, you know what I mean? They are male.
Yeah, they have like Francois and Francoise, right? Like they do have male and female versions.
So unfortunately, because you guys have, you know, the older of the three Romance languages, there's going to be a lot of shit like this. Yeah. And again, the fucking French love protesting and they want more government involvement in their lives. Well, you fucking got it, morons.
Well, and there's no male equivalent to the name Amber, so
no.
You know,
I
kind of like when the government does protect children, because sometimes people are ridiculous. You know, like the people I remember, 10 years ago, the people who wanted to name their kid Adolf Hitler down in Alabama or someplace.
Yeah, it's illegal to name your kid Hitler. You cannot call your kid Hitler.
You know? I don't know why they don't protect people with, like, you know, these celebrities who name their kids like Pilot, Inspector,
right?
Moxie Fruvis or some stupid Moxie Pilot.
It's illegal in North America, or not illegal, but the government will shut you down if you try to name your kid Jesus Christ. I cannot name my kid Jesus Christ, but I could name my kid a plethora of other fucking things. Like I call my kid fucking Mohammed Vishnu if I fucking felt like it, and that's fine. That's not inflammatory at all, because who cares about those people?
In the States and in Mexico and in the Spanish countries, Jesus.
But that's the thing. So even if you were born in Mexico and your mother named you Jesus Christ, they would force you to change your fucking name if you
What
went
if you
to the
were
States.
like Jesus Christos? Could you be that?
Nope, they would force you to change your name because it is disrespectful to the fucking Christians.
Wow.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I mean.
But sometimes I think they have to, because I mean, like, really, can you imagine being this kid, poor little Amber, growing up as Amber?
I mean, I grew up as Arthur. So,
yeah, but that's a name. You know what I mean? It's not a cool name. I guess it is. It's a king. But you know what I mean? It's not like a horrible name. Like,
I mean, it didn't stop me from not getting beat up for being named Arthur. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like I was.
Well, I mean, people will find a reason to beat you up over your name for anything.
Not really. I can't remember any Michaels getting their asses. Your name's Michael. Let's get him. I don't remember that. I don't remember that, but I can definitely remember at least twice while some asshole's kicking me in the mouth, fucking singing the goddamn Arthur song from TV.
Oh. It's a beautiful day or whatever.
Yeah, whatever the fuck.
An Arthur kind of day or something.
Yeah, it was this older kid that used to try to fucking hang out with us, right? So he was a fucking loser from the get-go.
Yeah.
And we'd all used to fucking talk shit to him, whatever. And one day he was walking down the street and he see me, he starts singing the song, you know, trying to make fun of me. And I'm like, well, what's more pathetic? The fact that my name's Arthur, or the fact that you're singing a fucking children's song to me? Yeah, I got the shit stomped out of me a little while after that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, the government maybe should get involved when people try to name their kids something completely stupid that it's going to be.
I mean, I don't know if Amber is the worst name. I mean, it could be worse. It's just like a gemstone. It's you know, a piece of.
But I think that's
fossilized, you know, tree sap.
Yeah, it's tree sap. But I think that's us thinking of it in the realm of us knowing and understanding English.
Yeah.
Right. I definitely understand why the French would say, well, no, you can't do that because it's going to be confusing. You're setting the kid up for bullying and shit like that. You know, they have to accept the fact that the provisions that we can make here in North America, because we speak English with the pronouns and all that other fucking nonsense, they will never have the chance to have the same thing because your language is hard gendered and there's nothing you can do to stop that except for starting to speak English or Mandarin. But actually, I'm fairly certain Mandarin's gendered as well.
No, a lot of languages are
they
gendered.
Really are.
It's crazy.
They really are.
English is the weird language.
Well, yeah, because it's a bastard mutt of all of them, right? Like, it's fucking Latin, a little bit Italian, a little French, a little Spanish.
Oh, and it's based in Germanic. It's a Germanic language, and you've got Viking in there. You've got Muslim in there. You got all kinds of languages. I say this all the time. I watched the 9-hour documentary on the evolution of the English language, and it was amazing. As crazy as it was amazing.
Entomology is a fascinating subject. It really is. Like finding out the origins of words and shit like that are very fascinating. I mean, I started to give a shit about entomology once I was told I wasn't allowed to say, well, that's gay anymore. You know what I mean? Like once that was taken away from me, I was like, all right, well, I should probably go look up another thing to say that's something stupid without saying stupid. Yeah. So it was, that's lame. And then I was like, well, I can't use lame because that word it comes from talking shit about people that couldn't use their legs. And you know what I mean? So like entomology, I found it very interesting because it turns out that every single insult we use except for stupid comes from calling down an entire group of fucking people. Yeah. Like every single one of them. Like even the word slave, essentially just fucking is directly related to the word Slavic. So
it makes sense. I didn't think about that. You know, I used to always think when I was a kid, I'd be like, who came up with the word like hoopla, or who invented the word yellow? You know, you just always kind of wonder when you think about that.
If you ever got like time, I mean, just go read some entomology stuff. It's very fascinating. Obviously wordy as hell. You know what I mean? Because you can't get a quick definition of the origin of a word, especially when you're thinking of it in English, because it's went through 19 other fucking languages before we got our hands on it.
Yeah, exactly. We bastardized it again. So, Sister Patty says twat waffle. It's okay. It loses its shock factor pretty quick, I think.
Is twat ever?
I like the good old C word.
Yeah, same here.
I love it. And I know people get upset by it, but I love it.
Start watching some Aussie TV, you cunts, and you'll get used to it.
Yeah, British TV.
Right? Like,
and a lot of American TV now, too. Like, really. You watch anything on HBO or Showtime, they're saying it.
Fucking A. Fucking right. Like, again, I've said this countless times. Words hold no meaning. You being in your feelings are the only thing that gives fucking words any kind of weight. Now, I understand that that's not true for all words, that they're having words to disparage entire groups of people, blah, 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 blah. I don't fucking care. It's still a word. You're soft. Get out of your feelings. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And I do, me, I don't like to use words that are like insults for groups of people, right? I try not to really not use them. But, it's just a word. And, that's why Black people take back that N-word, right? And they use it around themselves. Now, granted, they don't like when white people say it or other non-Black people say it. But, you get why some people take it back. I knew a lot of brown people that used the P word. And I'd be like, oh my God. And they're like, what? And I'm like, can't say that. And they're like, I can say it. I'm brown. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I
mean, I'm just going to say it. I don't even think Paki is a fucking racial slur. It's all the connotation. You know what I mean? Because to me, it's no different than saying Israeli or Saudi or Afghani. It's
just you don't say that. You would say Pakistani, right?
Right. But exactly, it's a short form that white people unfortunately use in a disparaging way. So we're now not allowed to use that word anymore.
Well, because they definitely disparaged.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure. I used it a lot growing up. I'm not going to lie. I said it all the time, and I was not nice about it. I never said, "Oh, I love that P word. I think they're super cool." I was not a nice person about it.
But, like, in all honesty, that's the way I look at it. I do truly feel like it's all the weight that you give the words. They're only fucking words. And if words bother you that much, you're soft.
Yeah, that's why you can't. I don't think there's a word you could call me that would really hurt me. Just a name calling. Yeah. Like, now, if you came out and said something bad about, my life or my intelligence or my, you know, my family, then you're gonna make me lose my mind.
That's a little bit more offensive because, again,
Yeah.
there's a connotation there that is meant to be disrespectful and disparaging. But just saying words to me cannot be offensive unless you are soft and you're just in your fucking feelings.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we said last week, there's no racist word you call me that's gonna hurt my feelings.
Oh, no.
I am what I am, and it doesn't bother me.
No,
you know, you can't call me a bitch or a cunt or fat or, you know.
Yeah, cool, wicked,
OB,
awesome,
whatever. Yeah,
well, and that's another thing I hate too. Like, it always seems like when you want to insult somebody, and you know, let's face it, to me, being able to insult each other is a fucking human right. But I get mad when people just go to the lowest common denominator. Oh, you're fat. Oh, you're black. Oh, like.
Yeah,
fucking brain, man.
Well, that's like you see. Oh, he made him mad, so he said, you know, you're a big fat black, whatever, right? It's like, well, just be like, F off, asshole.
You know,
like that's what I would go to.
Yeah, like why do you have to go to the lowest common denominator? Because right now you've stripped all the fun I was having out of this because it just shows me that you're a fucking moron that can't think.
No intelligence.
You know what I mean? Like, do what that one bitch did. Call me a hippie, but mean it. You'll get to me. You know what I mean? Call me a Montreal Canadiens fan because I'll get fucking mad over that. Like, it's just, I've always really hated that. And it started probably around elementary school when I first, you know, when boys first start liking girls and like, oh, well, that one's fat. Oh, you're a fat bitch. And it's like, man, make fun of like the fact she farts or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so fucking
she's got bad breath.
Like it's so lame. Like, it's so lame. Everyone like me, oh, well, you're poor. Yeah, I know. Like, that's not, you're not making fun of me, man. Like, you come up with something better.
Exactly. Like, it's something that you don't know. Like, that's the point. Like, if somebody came up to you and be like, oh my God, your breath smells like, you know, a dead prostitute's pussy, I'd be like, shit. I'd be
like, well, yeah, what do you think I was doing the last 20 minutes? I paid her fucking $20.
But the thing is like, that's something you maybe not be self-aware of. Everybody knows if they're fat or skinny.
No,
everybody knows. They got bad acne. Everybody knows if they got buck teeth.
Yeah, it's the same with like when people drop the N-bomb, like, you know, at black people to like, you know, to try to piss them off. It's like, I still don't see how it works.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's like, well, yeah, I'm black, and yeah, I understand that a bunch of slave masters fucking used to call me that. Cool, see ya.
Yeah,
you know,
like they're not aware of that.
Right?
You know what
like
I mean?
it's to me, it's fucking weird, but that's because I'm sitting behind my white picket fence. My fence of privilege.
I mean, you can understand why. Well, no, and you understand why the black person gets offended. 100%.
Absolutely.
But for the person to say it, like, what kind of pathetic loser are you? Why? What's the point?
What's the point? And that's exactly where my mind goes. It's like, well, if you have to go to such a lame and weak insult, then you're not a person that I'm willing to fucking riff with. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to sit here and talk shit with you. You're an idiot. Like, you're dumb.
You know, I'm driving and I'm always like, you fucking idiot. You know, like, that's what I always say. I never care about what they look like. I never care about what color they are. I don't care if they're a man or a woman. They're a fucking idiot.
The best one, and cause the only reason why I say it's the best one, because I've seen it fucking rattle a few people, is when a woman gets mad at a dude when they're driving and she goes, fuck you, you fucking lesbian. You want to see some fucking confused looks on a person? Because they're like, what the fuck? Did this bitch just call me a lesbian? And mean it, though. Fucking mean it. Don't call him a cocksucker. Nothing. You fucking lesbian. I'm telling you right now, that guy will fucking sit there and think, what the fuck did he do? Was he wearing overalls? Like,
I had a guy get so mad at me because there's this light near my house, and you can't turn right on the red light. You gotta wait for the green. But the green is so short, you can only get 2 or 3 cars across, right? Yeah. So as I'm approaching it, it turns yellow. So I stop because that's what you're supposed to do by law. Yeah. The guy behind me starts laying on his horn. I just, you know, ignore him, give him the finger. Now the kids are in the car. So when the light turns green, I go around and I get into my lane. And he, of course, is mad. So he comes by. Yeah. Because he's got to pass me now and get in front of me. Yeah. The kids are giving him the finger. I'm giving him the finger. He gets in front of me and he slows down right away. So I have a horn too. So I start laying on my horn, right? And he gets to the red light and I'm just laying on the horn. Because what is he going to do? He did the exact same thing I did. Yeah, so I'm laying on my horn. I'm like, I got a horn too, bud. Just an entitled old fat white guy. See, look, I went for fat too.
Yeah, right. See, this is what I mean. It's so easy to pick on the lowest common denominator. And like, I love talking shit to people. Like, I love it. If anybody listening is are Facebook friends with me and you ever see me posting anything, normally it's me talking shit to people. You know what I mean? I fucking love it.
But that's one of the things I like to do with Marley. Now, Marley and I joke around a lot, right? So we call each other a dumb bitch and everything.
Yeah.
But one of the things I like to do is when I get like, I'm making I'll just do like the most ridiculous insult. I'll be like, oh, you can't even hold your spoon in the right hand, motherfucker. You know what I mean? And it's like the stupidest insult, but it's the kind of insult I like because they're like, what?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like, you know? When I was a kid, I used to get a big kick out of well, you're ugly and your mom dresses you funny. Like, to me, that's a good fucking insult. Like, that's fucking great. There's layers to that. Right? Like, there's layers to that, exactly. Like, it makes you think, like, what the fuck, man? I like that. So stop using the low common denominator shit.
Yeah, use some imagination.
Like, get with it. Yeah.
You know, you dumb hoe having a black ponytail holding bitch in your hair. Like, what the hell? Yeah. How are you gonna defend that?
Like, tell me how to get to the furry convention. Because that'll get into my head. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Furry convention's 2 streets over to the right, bud.
Right? Like, boom, right there.
Just walking down the street and say that to somebody random.
Yeah. You would rattle that person.
Oh my god, that's a good one.
Fucking rattle that person.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Oh yeah.
I'm like Charles Street's 3 streets down, buddy.
Yeah. Right. Right. Just something stupid like that. I don't know.
So let's go to our final story, and you're gonna laugh at me because you usually do, but you know me, I'm afraid of everything, and I'm afraid of shark attacks. Yeah. Now, I'm the kind of person who was afraid of Jaws in my bathtub when I was a kid.
Jesus Christ.
Jaws is not going to get me in my bathtub, but I still was afraid that somehow he would get up, the little hole and get me. And then I saw the movie Piranha where it happened, so I was even more afraid. So I know that couldn't really happen in the world, but in the movie Piranha it did. But so now we've had the first ever fatal shark attack kind of close to us, just off the coast of Massachusetts.
Okay.
Since 1936. A guy died this weekend in Revere, Massachusetts. 26 years old. Got eaten by, not eaten, but attacked by a shark. Obviously, sharks don't come and try to kill people on purpose.
No, there's a little exploratory bite to see what you were. And unfortunately, most of us fit in a shark's mouth. So it's do they know what kind of shark it was?
They think, now they don't have 100% confirmation, but just by investigating the bite wound, I guess, they think it was a great white.
Really?
Which we've seen up this way occasionally. Yeah. And waters are getting warmer. It is an El Nino year, so oceans are warmer.
Huh. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to hear if it was a bull or a tiger, because they're vicious, and those things, they actively
they bite out quick, right?
Yeah, and they actively hunt people. Like, to a bull shark, like, we're a food source. They know that we are a food source, right? Hey, that sucks. But you as much as we like to think that we've mastered and conquered the world, I mean, we haven't. You'll still get your ass eaten.
On the ocean, man. We're not the apex predator there.
Not the apex predator in the forest.
No, the guy just got eaten by the grizzly bears?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it happens, but what an unfortunate way to go.
I know. I mean, hopefully it was quick. I mean, I don't know where he was.
Oh, it wouldn't have been.
That's when he probably bled out, which is slow. But they say it's not that painful, bleeding out.
It would have been center mass, thigh, hip.
Femoral.
Right? That's where they like to go, because that's a great place for them to kind of get a real understanding of what it is that they're looking at. It's unfortunate because sharks do get a bad rap because of that. Yeah. But the fact of the matter remains is that most of these shark attacks, and I'm using air quotes, obviously you can't see that, they're not attacks. A shark is just intrigued by this thing that kind of looks like it's dinner, but it's never seen this kind of dinner before, so it's got to kind of be like, hey, what are you? Little bite going, oh, fuck, man, this thing's got no meat. It's all bone. I'm not into it.
Where's the fat?
Right? Like, we're not, again, except for bull sharks, but even those are few and far between, because you have to be in the right place for a bull shark to, which is crazy because they're actually living in freshwater lakes and shit in Australia. Yeah. So, but that's normally what it is. It's just a little exploratory bite. Sometimes we do look like, big flopping seals while we're out swimming. Shark goes okay.
And they say, people, I mean, I would not go into the ocean at sunset or sunrise because I know that's feeding time.
Yep.
But yeah, honestly, even when we went down east, I just kind of went waist deep, was as deep as I went, because I was not being eaten by a shark or getting stung by a jellyfish.
Jellyfish stings don't hurt too bad. And the only sharks you'll see there in Northumberland Strait. I mean, they're having white sharks spotted.
Yeah,
I know,
occasionally. Yeah.
But they're all blue sharks, and they're too small to do any real damage.
Yeah.
I mean, depending. Obviously, they could hit an artery and you could bleed out, but
yeah,
that's
this state, Massachusetts, like I said, the last fatal injury was in 1936.
Yep.
But they have had a handful of bitings. They keep saying attacks, but I don't like to say attacks either because that means
it's
intention.
False. Like it's just a false word.
A handful over the last 100 years or so. But oddly enough, just 2 weeks ago, another guy was bitten off Cape Cod near a place in Massachusetts called Truro, which is also a place named close to your guys' family. But so I mean, I think with oceans temperatures changing, I think we need to be more aware that this is going to be a possibility, and be aware when you're in the ocean.
It's always a possibility, regardless if the oceans are cold, hot, fucking lukewarm. Doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. If you are unlucky enough to fucking happen by a shark while you're out in the ocean, that shark might be like, well,
that's
what are
their
you?
hunting ground. We're in their stew,
Right? Like it's just the name of the game. You can't go fucking, you can't go cave exploring in the winter because you might fucking run across a bear sleeping. It's a risk you take if you're going to do that fucking shit. So
yeah, exactly. Or like you said, this, like I was just talking about the guys out there. He's a hunting guide. He's out there with his customer. They're, they've killed an elk and they're dressing it, getting ready to butcher it. And along comes 2 grizzly bears that I guess were excited by the blood and killed them and didn't even eat the elk.
Nope.
Killed him and severely injured the other guy. So, and it's fall. This is the time the bears are getting ready to go
they're
in
gorging.
And sleep. So they're
eating everything they fucking can.
Yeah, they're coming into I was reading that article about how they've had 50 in Ottawa in the last couple months.
Yep.
Sightings in downtown Ottawa.
Ottawa, yeah.
Ottawa, that's crazy.
Yeah, little black bears.
Yeah.
I mean, black bears will fuck you up if it wants.
Yeah. They're not normally as aggressive as a brown bear or grizzly.
Ooh, see, and that's actually interesting because people would think that, but that's actually not the case.
Yeah.
A mating size male black bear is actually more dangerous to a human being than a grizzly bear is. A grizzly bear will not actively stalk you.
Yeah.
A male brown or black bear will. That thing will stalk you. It will hunt you down. It will fucking follow you for hundreds of kilometers.
Really? See, I thought they weren't usually as aggressive. I thought it was the brown bears that kind of went cuckoo.
No, the thing with the brown bears, grizzly bears, Kodiak, whatever you want to call them, is just their size. They are fucking huge. Like, if you never went to the zoo and seen a grizzly bear, or I don't know if your zoos have one. I know the Toronto Zoo has 2.
Yeah.
Go take a fucking gander at them. That is not an animal you wanna happen by.
They get up on their hind legs. Oh my gosh.
They're 12 foot tall, about 1,200 kilograms. Like, that thing is pure fuck you and fuck your day. Know. But black bears, male black bears, they grow to be about 600 kilograms, or about 600 kilograms. They stand around 7 to 8 feet tall, and the males get very predatory. And I mean predatory. I've seen videos of hunters who have encountered a black bear that's been stalking them, and they've shot the bear, and the bear wouldn't budge.
Just kept going.
Just kept fucking coming at him. Kept coming at him. Like, it looked at him, said, I can fucking eat you. And the threat, and this is another thing I don't think a lot of people understand about predators. No predator out there wants to exert more energy taking down its prey than it's going to get back in calories, right?
Yeah.
So that's why, like, they say, if you see a shark, punch that fucking thing in the nose. Because then that shark will know that you're going to put up a fucking fight. You're not a fish. You're not a seal. It's either going to change its attack plan and come at you from the bottom and just fuck you up royally. Or it's going to leave you alone completely, right?
Not worth it. Yeah.
Bears are the same way. All the big cats are the same way. But if you're attacked by a big cat, your life's over regardless. Right? But it's true about predators. They're smart enough to know, like, if the predator gets injured, then what's it become? It's now prey. Yeah. It doesn't want to be prey. It eats.
That's why, that's why a pack of wolves won't go after a healthy moose. They know that they're not going to do it.
It's going to get fucked up. It's going to ruin your fucking day.
Yeah.
No, again, I was reading that a little while ago. There's only 2 natural predators of the moose in Canada, and that's grizzly bears and fucking orcas.
I couldn't believe that when you said that. I didn't know orcas got them. I guess they just stand on the side of the ocean. Orca snaps out of the ocean, man.
A lot of moose swimming in between the islands in BC, and those orcas know when the rut is, and they know when the moose are going to be fucking swimming around island. They actively fucking hunt moose. Crazy. I want to see a video of it.
Yeah, there probably is somewhere, maybe.
I'm hoping. I haven't seen anything yet, but fuck, that'd be dope to see. It's
yeah.
I mean, you know, we're so safe and we're so sheltered now that we have this feeling of just complete safety. You know what I mean? Like all of us humans think that we are the masters of the earth. We're not. We're not. Yes, okay, we beat most predators into submission. Yes, okay, that I don't have to really deal with mountain lion attacks where I'm at.
Yeah.
But that does not mean if I encounter a mountain lion that it's not going to fucking fuck me.
Yeah. If I go for a hike in the, up in the mountains, I better know every animal that's up there, and I better know how to protect myself and, discourage them from seeing me as something delicious.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly it. And that's all you can do, really, is just try to make yourself unappealing to this animal.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're still weak and frail and like
we're
weak animals.
Soft little bags of water and bone and flesh.
The only reason why we were able to conquer what we were and beat out our predators was like, we could run them down, right? Like what's the word I'm looking for? Subsistence runners. Like we're the only animal that's capable for running as long as we can. Like, I mean, there's a tribe of natives, I want to say in Arizona, maybe New Mexico, possibly even Mexico, where these men, they can run hundreds of kilometers in a day nonstop.
Wow.
Nonstop. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Sure, a cheetah can fucking run 60 mile per hour or something like that top speed, but it can only do it for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Right? Where I can run that animal down. I can keep chasing that fucking animal until it dies of a heart attack.
Yeah.
That's what made us superior.
Yeah.
And that's all we got. That's all we fucking got. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
You ain't running down a grizzly bear. That grizzly bear's just going to fucking take a swat at you, rip your fucking face off, and be like, I wonder what this asshole's intestines taste like.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We're just so full of ourselves.
Yeah. And we think we're the master race. And it's like,
I think maybe we have to start sacrificing some people to the animals. I think maybe if a few more of us knew what it was like to watch somebody get eaten alive, we'd maybe have a little bit more of respect for not being eaten alive, Well,
and I think that the internet is good in that way because now we're seeing more reports of this. I'm sure it's happened for always,
Oh, absolutely.
But we see the reports of this. So, so when some asshole is on vacation in safari and he opens up his window to take a picture of a lion, and the lion bites his head off, well, you know what? Maybe next time we won't open our window and have our heads bitten off.
Exactly.
So anyway, that's the end of the show for today, as Callie has announced.
Yeah, she is fucking mad at something.
And I'm working every day this week, so we won't have another podcast until Monday. So thanks for listening. Have a great week and enjoy.
Take care.